Hey guys, ARCTICGHOST here back again for another video. This video is part 2 of the Modern Warfare Beta Goods and Bads of Week 1. Now, last time we did go over the fact that ADS on snipers is too slow. Flinch is definitely ridiculous. The minimap is essential, and so on and so forth. Now, since this video is a bit longer, if not a little bit more longer than the last one, I'm going to re-go over everything and everything else that needs to be addressed. So first of all, yes, ADS on snipers is way too slow, period. It definitely needs to be fastened up. Snipers are a huge disadvantage, especially because of flinch on it. Weapon wise, when you are going through all of the attachments in the created class system, that is a new way to set up. It's very confusing with the pros and cons, because they will say you have you gain this but you lose this. It would be so much better if they showed the actual stats and actually say ADS goes by, or ADS is increased by this amount while it is slowed by this amount. You reload faster by this amount, and so on and so forth. It would definitely help out the community and the people that are trying to make the best class setup possible, especially for them. So it definitely needs a lot of work on that, and along with the fact too, the minimap is still very essential. Yeah, they added it before enemy fire. That's one major thing about the minimap. We have personal UAV and a regular UAV. If we're going to be going off of that, they need to add where score streaks overlap, so you can be constantly getting them and they can stack like they used to, because it is so essential for UAV in this game at that point that it's actually insane. Because a lot of people will look for enemy fire, people look back and forth between the minimap and the screen just see where enemies are, teammates are, and it just makes the game feel not as good, because we are all used to the minimap. That's why it needs to stay in the game. Treyarch, Activision, Infinity Ward, all of you guys working on this game. I don't know whose idea was, but it needs to stay. Score streaks need to overlap. Even if it's just the UAVs and the personal UAVs, they need to overlap. That is a given. Especially if you're not having the minimap be in the game or work like how it's supposed to, along with the fact that the minimap is so small. We don't want a small minimap, and we do not want it so close up on the screen for how far it's zoomed in. It's actually ridiculous. Another thing is with the game itself, ARs are so dominant. I see so many people using ARs. I feel like the gun balancing is also very dependent by nothing at all. While it is still being very not balanced. Because I have times where I am tapping the trigger on someone in single fire, or even when it's on full auto with the M4A1 from a distance to kill someone. I have it maxed out where it's the best I can be, while I have enemies that are able to full out, just pull the trigger and kill me from the same distance, not based off by other enemies or anything. And I don't know where that comes from, but it is completely ridiculous. Shotgun wise, shotguns definitely need fixing, as the double barrel one is either a one shot, two shot, or just say hit markers for the guns. When you are point blank and you see someone in the face, do not kill them. That needs to be adjusted, period. Trajectory wise for snipers, We do not need a bullet drop. That was one thing that was always good about Call of Duty. Shots were actually consistent. DSR-50, the Ballista, all of the bullet access snipers were always consistent. In the Modern Warfares, the Black Ops 2 game, after you guys went to World War II and all the others, it just went so inconsistent, which is nothing that did not make it fun. The game is not supposed to be meant for competitive people. It's meant for the whole community to get together, play against everyone as possible. But you guys are insistent to add skill-based matchmaking. That's going to kill your game instantly. I pre-ordered the $200 version of this game myself, because I thought this game will bring back Call of Duty from the brink of destruction, because the last Call of Duties have been horrible. We do not need skill-based matchmaking in this game at all. Keep that in Fortnite if you want. There's a reason why I don't play Fortnite anymore. One is skill-based matchmaking. If you're going to do skill-based matchmaking, make a league play, a competitive system like that, not into regular public games. It's not what the people want. We asked for league play multiple times over in BO4 before it was added. We do not need that in pubs. Learn what the community wants. They do not want skill-based matchmaking. It makes it unfun. It makes it stupid. It's what's going to kill your game and cause people to stop playing it. I myself will stop playing Call of Duty, and I love Call of Duty. I will go back and play the modded and hacked Black Ops 2 if I have to, because it is not skill-based matchmaking. There are people who do so well in the game, but they are trying to still have fun, do crazy stuff like Carnage. It needs to be removed. No skill-based matchmaking. Learn it. It is stupid. It is ridiculous. And it will be the dumbest decision you make. Everyone I know has enjoyed Modern Warfare to the extent where the game first came out, first few days were perfectly fine, then you get switched. Skill-based matchmaking is confirmed even by your players. So do not be putting in. This is a major thing that's going to ruin or make your game. And that's one thing that so many people do hate. We love the new sprint system and everything like that. Except for the super sprint needs a timer so we know when we are able to. We love it. It gives more advantage. It rewards more skilled players that learn the map. But at the same time, you guys also have to remove how many angles people are able to shoot from. There's too many windows, there's too many head glitches, there's too many peaks that make it where no matter what you do, nobody can learn it all and nobody can cover it all. At all. Unless you are playing the 20v20 or ground war. It needs to be fixed. Board up some of the doors, windows, whatever. Door-wise in general during the week 1 beta were not right. As you would bust through, and it would go the other way, even if it's already open. That is something that needs fixing, because at that point, you have enemies busting through, or teammates busting through, you don't know who it is, and you're instantly going to die, especially with how fast the super sprint can be. By using it correctly. Yes, there's a way to use it correctly, guys. Well, a good thing about the game that we have all of our super sprint is the fact that the maps add a variety of ways for different guns to be used AR, some machine guns, snipers, but we also have not seen any people using the LMGs. I have not seen a single person use LMGs. I've seen more of the snipers and MP5s and MP7s over anything else. So I do say that there's something that has to be done to make all the guns more balanced so that you do see a consistent people or guns being used. Because it is kind of ridiculous. We do not like how plain these maps are. Add color. All the maps look the same because there is no variety in the color. They're all... You guys are trying to make it too realistic. Yes, we love the graphics very much. It makes the game look really good. But you have to make it more colorful. Don't make it plain. We realize you're trying to give it more of a realistic feel. But it has to have something for it to stand out. Main one that's standing on right now is literally the cave map. It's a freaking cave and it sucks. Because the people are too easily to blend in. Because the characters are too dark. Brighten up the characters. Light up the map or something. I've seen, let's see, it was Cave and Gunrunner. Those are the two main maps that I hate myself. One, Cave, you can't see people whatsoever. Gunrunner, there are too many ways that you can die. The bullets are all over the place. Another thing too, as I repeated in the last one, the stuff that blows up, the ammo boxes and crates, whatever you want to call them, anything around the map, needs to be nerfed. Radius reduced, damage reduced if you're going to do it as explosion damage. Because it is ridiculous. A person can be so far away, shoot Claymore, and they will blow the frick up. And that is an understatement. Because it happened to me. Definitely needs fixing. Friendly fire isn't even in the beta. I've had times where I shoot near teammates because they scare me, or they run in when I'm watching an area and there's no minimap. So I'm shooting at them, and they talk. It's ridiculous because then it gives away your position to enemies. Because we cannot hear footsteps. The beta's footsteps need fixing. Can't hear footsteps. I have a $200 headset, volume max, and I can't hear footsteps at all on this game. The bass and everything maxed out. It's ridiculous. Very ridiculous. Claymores need nerfing. They are literally a one-shot. I get they're lethal and they're explosive. But there's going to be times when people do not even see the red lights. These maps are too dark and everything. They need to be nerfed so people have a chance. We're only allowed 3 perks. So for persons using overkill, we'll say a person's going for streaks and kill streaks, score streaks, they have hardline, and then we'll say they have whatever else on the last one. Maybe they want tune-up or something. They cannot be using the one that protects them from lethal damage. At all. So that needs to be fixed and looked at. You guys are trying to make it provide more for camping. About the minimap, when the minimap was not in for the first couple days, we saw so many campers. Minimap comes up. People started to move around, but there were still a lot of campers. That shows you minimap is essential to stop the campers. So many people use the claymores to camp. They will use whatever guns they want to camp. Like, literally. See right there, speaking of the claymores? I did not have a claymore facing in that general direction that could even get the guy. That guy ran right up on me. Super sprint. I could not hear him. Claymores. Nerf. Footsteps. Make it where we can hear damn. Because it is completely ridiculous. Period. Let's go over to... let's we go over to this time. Perk-wise. Perks are good. I definitely agree to the perks. Which ones are which? Definitely agree. Overkill's so much more better in this one. The attachment system we all love. Because we can run 2 primary weapons. And they can both have 5 attachments. It's something that gives more diversity. It gives something that gives people the chance to use an AR and a sniper like I do. It gives the people the chance to use an AR and we'll say an SMG or something for close range in those corners. It is definitely more useful and everything else, but at the same time, the weapons definitely have tuning for themselves that needs to be done majorly. We love the attachment system. It's actually unique. So many people say you rip it off. And the fact that you guys are the first ones that did the 5 attachments and everything else from the previous Call of Duties and so on and so forth. We're glad you brought it back. Except for, it's a new way to access the attachments. And it's very unique. If you cannot tell, there's your flinch for you. Shooting the guy, none happens. Along with that, we don't want to see any specialist weapons, abilities, or anything in the full release of the game. It is something that killed BO2, or not BO2, BO4 and BO3 a lot, was those, the grab slams and everything. We do not love them. If you're going to make a specialist abilities and weapons that kill people, or whatever, make them so they're not broken. Nerf Reaper's Dart. Do not have the dog be able to jump on objects. 2 major ones that piss people off. Very much. Score streak wise, I'm really hoping the score streaks, kill streaks, whatever you want to call them, go back to how they were in MW3, where you have the support, assault, a specialist. It was definitely unique. It gave a wide variety, and it gave a chance for people who aren't able to earn juggernauts or anything really in a game. For the assault one, yep, diversity of them and the support where they can help out their teammates at least. They still feel like they're accomplishing stuff. That's something that I feel like should be in the game for sure, but at least learn what needs to be and what doesn't and everything else. Because if I remember right, I can't remember if IMS was in the support or something, but it was definitely horrible. Specialists in this game, I feel like would be definitely very good for it, except for the fact that it did perks, which is why it's very good. Except for if you die, you lose the progress and you lose the perk, if I remember right. You could also have multiple perks then. I would say if you're going to do it, max of 3 perks that can be on it. 1 from each, so you have a total of 6. To see the ammo pouch or ammo box, whatever you want to call it, I definitely think is good. But we also do not need all the animations for stuff like that. It takes a very long time. Also, if it's going to be able to stay down on the ground and it's your own, especially, I feel like it should be allowed to be gotten multiple times. Since BO4, if you threw down an ammo, whatever you want to call it, ammo box, your teammates could grab it. And if someone else threw one down on your team, you're able to grab it again. If it's going to be like this, I definitely feel like for how fast the bullets disappear from your clip and your magazine, definitely should be allowed to be walked over multiple times and be able to be picked up, especially with the fact there could be a limit of how many times you can before it blows up, and then you get rid of the damage period for the ammo box explosion or just disappears. Otherwise, I would say only at so much ammo you have left you're able to pick up. Say you have 1 meg left or meg and 10 bullets, you're able to really get more ammo. As I do notice the ammo goes by way too fast in the game. It is definitely something that is very hard, even if time to kill is very fast. If you're shooting over long distances or trying to shoot through the wall, since FMJ is not helpful at all in the game, it definitely takes a while to shoot through and kill a person. FMJ definitely needs to be buffed, especially for snipers. This ability goes straight through. It does not. Another thing is also pistol-wise. Pistols are actually good. Definitely wide variety so far that we've seen in the beta. And I don't think they have a problem at all. I think they actually reward people with their own accuracy, while they also provide people with the chance to go use either a semi pistol where you can constantly tap the trigger and fire fast, to ones where you rewards them for having good accuracy. Let's go with sniper wise. Sniper wise, I feel like a lot of the stuff on the sniper is very good, minus the trajectory and ADS. I was having everything that provides me with ADS period, and it still was so far. Second thing, ready up. Ready your gun speed after doing a super sprint or sprinting. There is no way to really do anything about that whatsoever without jumping or anything. I definitely think there needs to be a perk or something for on your gun for that, as it's definitely very essential. And as you saw with the guy, time to kill is too fast. I didn't have a second to turn around and react. They would turn around instantly dead though. Only when I heard them, they didn't hear footsteps. I heard them because the door smashed open. So definitely footsteps need to be changed, along with the fact time to kill needs to be lowered. I've seen people say time to kill is slow. This Call of Duty is the fastest Call of Duty for time to kill. And it does not give you a chance to react to anything, especially when you're shot or chances like that. So time to kill has to be reduced, guys. It has to be slowed down by probably at least half or to a quarter of that. Recoil for guns, I definitely see that there is a lot of variety for it, especially with the guns. So as in general, I want more than anything to have set up for the guns when you're in the attachment part going through, shows how much you gain, a weapon stat chart, and an area that shows the recoil for the gun as it is, and when you're adding attachments, where's the recoil going? Is it going up? Is it going sideways? Is it going diagonal? Show that. And actually right now, up on the screen is a thing on Reddit that someone did post. This would actually be amazing. So please, Infinity War, Treyarch, Activision, all of you, Raven, put this in the game. It'll definitely make it more helpful. It'll definitely help your players. The community, I'm sure, will actually love it, because then they can mess around. They can do some really weird classes, crazy stuff, and do challenges for themselves to make the game more fun and enjoyable. Definitely something that does need to be looked into. I don't see it hurt the game at all. The capture points for domination, I definitely think it's a very good idea, where you have to go clear it instead of going away by yourself, because it gives the enemy still time to do it. It has shows or gives teammates a chance to go help the team earn their own points and everything too. Chopper, Gunner, Support, Helo, I think are the two major ones I want to talk about for score streaks. They need balancing. The one has rockets and a gun. I don't think it needs rockets at all. I think that's gonna kill it. Healing for self-heal when you're literally waiting, I think it needs to be sped up a little. I love that you brought it back. It was one amazing feature. It's one reason why I hated BO4. It's because the stim shot in there on the healing system that they have for the manual is definitely not good. Because for people, it's very hard to do a lot of stuff. As you can see, I didn't even see them. Only time you can also see snipers is when they're aiming down sights because there's a light. Well, you're not going to be able to see that if you're actually looking into a bright area like that. Only time you're going to be able to see that is in a dark area. So it definitely needs to be fixed. It definitely needs... The people need to be more bright. Especially because muzzle flash, if you get the muzzle flash attachment on, no one can see you. Especially if you're a sniper and you're using a ghillie suit and blending in perfectly. Only way someone's going to see you is literally with the kill cam. But if you're moving also around and you're using ghosts, yeah. Ghost wise, Ghost perk, I'm glad that it was brought back to the point where you don't have to be running for it. But I also think if you're going to have the minimap how it is, or have, what do you call it? Or if you're going to have enemy fire off the minimap, definitely make Ghosts, not be permanent like that. Make it where you have to be at least walking around the map to not so up, because then it gives more people the chance to build camp still. Because before in the other Call of Duties, it wasn't much of a problem, but with this map game, if you're not having a minimap, it is definitely a big problem. The collab registration needs to be fixed and looked into, because it does not register at all. Let's see, what else is there right now? I know there's a few more things. Oh yeah, one other thing I talked about yesterday was the red dot sites. The sites themselves are fine, but I expect we do not have any small ones, like the ELO site, which is very helpful because the sites when you ADS are way too big and bulky. As you can see, that's the only way I was able to see them, because the light. But you're also giving the people too long to build ADS and everything else too. And there's not much of a chance to go actually kill them, especially if they're just literally going to look down at that one area. See what else will there be? LMG, I do know you guys added the perk for the sleight fan, which goes to the gun itself, which I'm very glad about because it was one thing that made BO3 horrible, was there was no faster reloading, and one thing that did make BO4 kind of bad was the fact that only some guns for LMGs have fast bangs. Along with ARs, I noticed I think there was probably a couple ARs that actually did not have fast bangs, if I'm correct. I cannot remember. I know there's a few guns that didn't. And I know LMGs were some of the major ones, because LMG should be at a disadvantage, but still it's a long reload. Animation wise too, for the spawns, we do not need that whatsoever, or have it as long as it is. Either that, at the fact that we were able to skip it, like all the other times, especially for the kill cam, because it is more essential. Half the time there wasn't even a kill cam, and I'm still stuck in the animation. Spawns need to be fixed, and they're so messed up that it's just very hard to do good. It's definitely very hard to stay alive, because you will be in one area and the enemies will spawn right on top of you. You'll spawn inside of an enemy even definitely needs fixing. But those are pretty much a lot of the main things I definitely think are more essential. Because other than all those bad things, I love the game to its fullest. It's very fun, it's enjoyable, it's a new variety. It still brings you back to the Call of Duty feel. Domination not having to split rounds. I love Headquarters is back. I think it does need some little fixing. I loved Headquarters in MW3. It was one of my favorite game modes and an enjoyable one. Audio sound needs fixing because you can't hear where enemies are, or they sound like they're on top of you and everything too. I'm not even super sprinting and the door flew open and closed and you could hear it. As you saw in the previous part, the guy who was shooting at me, I didn't know where he was shooting from because the bullets were flying all over the place. So it's definitely not easy. Yes, we can adapt, but there's only so much we can adapt to. It's a lot of fixing you guys have to do. If not now, since there's still a month left before the game fully releases, when the game does release, do patches, fixes, please. I will be taking Activision, Twitter, Infinity War, Treyarch, and everything in this on Twitter. So please watch, guys. I'm ARCTICGHOST, and I guess I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe down below. I love the game, but I do think there's a lot that does need fixing. Comment down below what you guys all think needs fixing. Are you ready for Beta 2, Week 2, tomorrow? Because, guys, I do work 11 to 4, but you better believe right after, I'm grinding this game like crazy. I'm out. Peace.